So it has been a long time I haven't posted any video with me talking inside the video. So here's the thing, the coronavirus is spreading and I got some personal issues to handle. So today is not raining and I'm going to fly my FPV drone again. And what FPV drone is different about compared to those DJI drones is that it don't utilize the GPS signal to determine where the drone is precisely at, and you use your stick to control the drones to move exactly where the directions and what you're gonna go into. But you use your throttle and you use your maybe what we call the altitude angle to control it from moving forward, backwards, or even side by side, or just roll, tilt and roll.
What I'm trying to say is that an FPV drone does not help you to fly wherever you want, but you have to control the throttle and pitch, roll, yaw, and push the throttle to move forward. Compared to DJI drones, it uses GPS to help you maintain the exact location when you are not pushing the sticks, countering the wind and even human pushes for you. When you push the stick, it moves exactly where you want to go.
Actually, I first entered the FPV drone era like in years ago, and I've been practiced a little bit of it because I sometimes don't get time to do it. Sometimes I don't have a field to fly it because it's quite dangerous and I don't want to injure any people. I have dropped them quite a lot and spent a lot of money in it, but the outcome is not really great. But today I'm still practicing it to show you guys what an FPV drone is all about. So FPV means a first-person view. So basically you are flying as if you are on the drone. FPV doesn't mean that you are only flying the drone. It can be a car, it can be a model car, it can be a fixed wing like those model planes. What I'm doing today is a quadcopter. It just looks like a DJI drone that have 4 propellers controlling its roll, yaws and tilt.
Just like the DJI Inspire 2, they have a FPV camera on the front to help pilot control the drone. But usually an FPV drone do not have a gimbal for cinematic shots. They usually use GoPros to record wherever the drone flies to.
So here is where I'm used to practice my drone here. And of course you need a battery. And 4S a battery means it has 4 cells of LiPo batteries, cells in it, and it provides what 4 cells can provide. And of course we have a huge remote. And of course the goggle. The goggle is where an FPV drone is really shining about that. You can actually fly as if you are on the drone. And I'm not really good at directing the oriental things. Somebody just can know that where the drone is directing into and what the orientation is, but I simply can't.
What I'm trying to explain is that flying line of sight and FPV means line of sight is just basically you watching the drone flies, but you are not as if you are in the drone. That is a little bit difficult for orientation.
So basically the quadcopter is contained of like a battery, the GoPro we mount, an FPV camera that is directly transmitted to our goggle, and basically a flight controller inside it, and a electro speed controller called ESC inside it to give these motors power and their rotation speed or something, and of course a video transmitter. And there is a remote receiver covered inside it that we can't see right now. Basically this T-style antenna is what receives the signal from our remote out there. And the little knob here is the video transmitter for the video feed that our Gogo receives.
So basically you can see on the bottom left hand corner that the battery has dropped out. The strap didn't strap it really well, so I have to go and restrain the battery. You can clearly see me giving a little bit of angle to counter the wind speed, because FPV drones don't handle wind speed for you like the DJI drones does.
The FPV drone usually use a lot of power. It can only fly for like 3 or 4 minutes before it runs out and the voltage got low. So it takes up like 20 amps to 50, even 70 amps of current. So it should be like 150 or maybe 200 watts of power. So that is why I have to constantly change out batteries. From time to time, like I fly it 2 or 3 minutes one time, and it has to be changed. For that, I don't usually have a lot of practice time for this thing. And the duct is very easy to break. It's not actually very easy, but if you hit onto a concrete or like basically hard floors or walls, and it actually just shattered everywhere, and you have to like whatever. The thing is, not every battery that can hold up a lot of current for the drone. Some smaller batteries, not for the power it has, but the power it delivers not really have that much.
So take a look at the top current indicator when I push the throttle really hard, and it consumes up to 75 amps of current. That is really high. And the power it consumes at the top right hand corner, it consumes very fast. That is when you have to consider buying a better battery that have more voltage and more current it can deliver. That's what a battery can provide.
So it's basically using 1184 milliamps hours. So I gotta stop it.
So it literally only takes 2 minutes and 45 seconds to use up all 1188 milliamp hours of battery. That is very, very high current of 75 amps max current. That is very high power. You have to consider that before you play the drone.
So this is pretty much it for today. Got 3 batteries already run out in like 15 minutes. The only way I can practice is like 15 minutes a day at time. The battery charge is really slow, and because it can only charge in like 1 amps or 1.5 amps, battery is hot. Let me just go home and talk a little bit more about the FPV drones.
So finally I'm back in my home again. and I'm gonna talk about what these drones actually differs from drones like the DJI drones. Actually, I crashed these again and just flying sidewalks and it crashed into a tree, but it didn't break. But once I did break this Mavic Air here, I happened to be able to swap out a forward arm of it. Like there's like different colors of the arm, and I have a look inside of the drone. Actually, the DJI drone is very similar to these FPV drones. So comparing the DJI drones to an FPV drone, or even this one is more like an FPV drones. More likely, this is a Cinewhoop that it has some duct to cover it from breaking things like people or things. So they have a video transmitter and the video antenna. Actually, the DJI drones video antennas as well as the remote antennas, they all hide inside the front arms, or if you have another, they may variant in a different ways. But so I'm not able to talk a lot about the FPV drone era because I'm not really an expert in that area. It's just giving you a basic idea of what an FPV and what I'm working on right now. So if you find this video interesting, basically I don't think really it's interesting at all. And